Hi there and welcome back, friends of a thoughtful gaming experience. This is your host, Ivan Volcan, and we are back to Torment, Tides of Numenera, the beta early access of patch 1 in the Fifth Eye, an illustrious psychic bar, where we've just met two time travelers and apparently sent them back in time. And let's see what we're going to do with the ghostly woman here. As you approach this booth, the woman slowly materializes before you. Her features are ghostly, and you can hardly discern the details, and you hear a chorus of whispering female voices that swarm around her, like chance moths. We've been warned, though, that an adversary will be here. Look at her. You peer more closely at her, and she takes no notice of you. Her features are those of a teenage woman leaving childhood behind. Your memory sparks. Faintly, these clothes look familiar to you. Wait, they're familiar to you because they were the fashion in Sagos Cliffs 9 centuries before, and your mind has dredged that association from its depths. Listen to the whispers. They brush against your mind just below the level of conscious thought. You can hear them, but not with your ears, you realize. You can only make out snatches of the whispers in your mind. You killed me, created me, never wanted to die. Listen to it again. Unmade me, only wanted peace. Your fault I live. Listen again. Alright, nothing new. Who are you? She has been ignoring you, but without a transitional state, her face is suddenly and furiously focused on yours. Another flicker, and she's atop you, her hands wrapped around your throat. Ghost or not, her fingers are very real, and they are choking the life from you. Try to escape. Success. You manage to wrest her fingers from your throat, and you hurl her away. You come up in a crunch, ready for her attack, but she's looking away from you as if nothing had happened. You leave her alone. She might as well be the adversary. Let's talk to Feriok again, shall we? Dhama said you're blind. What does that mean? He laughs. I used to be the spotter for this gang. Means I could sense the presence of the adversaries, build an attractive playground for them and draw them after me. The last one I faced, though, his face falls and he draws into himself. His face seems to flicker. It burned me out. It put out my eyes. It burned me out. Put out my... With a wrench and a sudden stutter in motion. He's back to normal, smiling as if nothing had happened. That's all for now. Farewell. Let's talk to Leto again. What can you tell me about the adversaries? She spits on the ground. I waste water speaking of them. I do not know what they are, but I know what they represent. They are the death of possibility, the loss of self. Oh. An existential threat to humanity. They sweep minds into themselves, consume individuality and worship power. And they have learned to counter mine. I am helpless against them. And we met a woman called Loss of Self. That's all for now. Talk to Theoborus again. Happy to know someone else will carry on Dhama's good work for no recognition. He seems particularly surly about this. You know that good wishes don't get the landlord off your back, right? Satisfaction for a job well done doesn't magically bring food to the table. You and Dhama both. It's like you believe in a special world where people get by on the force of their good nature. It is not like that. Maybe in stories, not here. Why else would you do anything worthwhile? Fame, power, legacy, it all comes down to this. Making life something that's not a complete skist show. I eat scraps, I have to beg to make my cash, spin stories in seedy taverns, put up with people who've never seen true danger in their lives, and I got to grin and take the heckling because, hey, being a war hero don't pay the rent. Spits on the floor. Yeah, sure, do it because it feels good, that's fine, but in the end, you're playing with yourself, giving yourself a good solid stroke of the ego. If that's all you want from your life, go right ahead. Me, I prefer to eat a piece of bread that ain't moldy. I could plant ideas in people's heads, make that myself rich by bending their minds, but then I'm not any better than the adversaries and despots, am I? So you just want to get paid for your work? Yes, right now what I'm doing is an amateur hobby, a brain-destroying reality-saving hobby, and I don't see a single rotten shin for it. Is this about making a difference? You know, I've asked myself that plenty of times. Mostly it's about knowing that someone appreciates what I've done for them. That I've turned down opportunities, that I've given my life for them because I believe in what we do. All I really want is some damned gratitude for the life I've sacrificed in this invisible service. Hell, there's a street over there called Nana Torvus. Maybe she did some good work in her time, saved some orphans, brought hope, who knows? Why not name a street after me, after all of us? But no, we don't even get a trash-strewn alley to our names. Lucky if we get paupers' graves. Besides, fact is, it's likely about my regrets. Way too late in my life to change course. Doubt I'd change a thing about what I've done, to be honest. Being unethical doesn't sit well with me, it turns out. So I'll take what I've got. Besides, I really do wish doing the right thing paid better, though. Will you come to the endless battle now? Not while Dhama's still convinced. Alright. Now, let's go to Siobe. Tell her that Feriok is a projection. She nods and says nothing. What can you tell me about the adversaries? That is what we want to know first. I don't know where they came from, or what they want, or any of that. Her voice is becoming harsher, more distorted with suppressed anger. I only know that they destroy everything they touch, and that I will destroy them. My friends pull their slimy projections into the real world, and then I get to sever them from their source. She downs her drink. I love doing that. Anything else? Sorry, I'm the heavy hitter. My friends point me at the problem, and I take care of it. I know who the psychic projection is. She laughs and crosses her arms. Who? I think it's Feriok. She laughs delightedly. I won't even ask how you figured that out. If you guessed, it was a lucky guess, but your instincts were right. But then her face falls. I began manifesting him after he was killed. He was our spotter, the man who saw the adversaries and lured them to our battleground. But the last adversary we fought, it was ready for us. It caught hold of the lure he offered, and it followed his mind all the way to reality. It burned. She pauses, chokes back a sob. It burned him from the inside. She looks into the distance. He lured it to us, and with his dying will nailed it into place. Dhama of the Bloom, it was a sacrifice any of us would have made, Siobe, no matter who was in that position. He speaks softly, as if trying to convince himself. She continues. The adversary didn't pay attention to us, even as we poured our heaviest attacks into it. It was too absorbed in destroying Feriok, tearing him apart instead of defending itself, as if its first priority was in blinding us instead of preserving itself. Her voice turns hard. We beat it, though. So as long as I'm alive, I'll keep his memory alive. He'll serve his drinks and make his bad jokes and make everyone here feel welcome. It's the least I can do in his name. Farewell. Now let's talk to Dhama again. I've been looking for the adversary. I think I may have a lead. I'm grateful for your help, friend. Tell me your suspicions and I'll see if I can confirm or allay them for you. There's a strange ghostly woman over there. Ah, yes. Well, she's unpredictable and possibly dangerous. She's not an adversary. We've tried to remove her before, yet she always returns. Rather than risk any damage, we just stay out of her way. I'd advise you to do the same. Could it be Clarion? Bursts out laughing. I understand that her devotion to destruction might make her seem a monster, but like the rest of us, she is merely human. Almas the Soul Keeper, what about him? Shakes his head. His is a tale of personal tragedy and sorrow, though perhaps the end result is not the worst for the people under his caste's titular care, but he is not the adversary. The man in the yellow shirt who changed his shape, what about him? That poor lost soul is not the adversary. He has been trapped in the form of the Abacos, but is not an Abacos himself. Do not fear him. Pity him. Never mind, let's talk about something else. Do you want to examine the structure in my mind now? My thanks. Though it's not often the wisest choice to let strangers enter your mind, I'll not do you any harm. A faint smile takes the sting from his words. Ready? He breathes in, and suddenly you feel as though a prismatic cage imprisons you, countless viewers staring in. A massive fist of untold strength surrounds you, more frightening because it is so gentle. You become glass, held up to the light, transparent and naked. Yet somehow it is not utterly terrifying. His words come to you as if it from a distance, a shared space, such depths, such twists. It builds itself around your experiences, around those who share it with you. His voice draws closer, and the pressure on your mind eases. I didn't probe deeply, but this would be an excellent battleground. If you lured a foe to you, you could trap it within your mind. You could destroy it. Oh, I sharpened some edges of your mind for you, just in case. Let's talk about the people here again. Alright. Nothing new. So, the only one left here is Sir Arthur. Sir Arthur. Let's try that. Well, make it again. Do you have more questions for me? Sit, ask. Metallic bug-like creature. So you're a mind reader, and who are you again? Sir Arthur Thorin, traveler, explorer, and lifelong student of the Numenera. Who are you again? Let's just ask him over and over. Maybe it triggers something, no? Why are you here again? Sager's Protectorate or the Fifth Eye? Either way, the answer is knowledge. So he's the adversary? Not finding the adversary here. Let's talk to Feriok about him being a projection. Bartender flickers under your gaze, and his voice is Siob's. You know the truth now, but this is not Feriok. Feriok is as we remember him. All for now. Farewell. Whew. What's in this edge? Nothing. I have an update on the recruitment. Do tell. I've talked to Siobe. She refuses to leave the bar. A pity, she's strong and wise. Perhaps the others are willing to test themselves. I've talked to Feriok. He refuses to leave. He has not been the same since his last battle. His powers seem to have changed, but he has not become noticeably stronger. No great loss. Let's talk about something else. Why exactly are you recruiting those veterans? They've already served. She sighs. Look at them, really look at them. She gestures. They have grown lazy, complacent. How much do you think they've grown since their last battle? How much have they learned? If a true test came upon them now, could they pass? She shakes her head sadly. Conflict shapes us all. Hiding from conflict only makes you weak. When at last it finds you again. She clutches your shoulders. I only want to help them find their true greatness. I do not want to see them as prey. Scan thoughts. Even if they become prey, it will make whoever hunts them very strong. Let's talk about merits of conflict again. What's there to talk about? Challenge, response, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, overcoming weakness is the only way we grow strong. Do your muscles grow through disuse? Does your mind sharpen while staring at a wall? Life itself is conflict. Without conflict there is only stasis. Her eyes are bright with confidence. Farewell. Much to think about, and yeah, let's take a last walk around here. Looking if we've overseen something. It seems like we haven't. That makes it clear that this Thor must be the adversary if the adversary is here. Let's talk to Dhama again. We join the endless battle to save innocent lives now. But until we've dealt with the problem here, the adversary is here. I know it. I feel it. Let's talk to everyone again. Will you come now? No. Any stories about the others? I can, but I won't. Talk to them yourself. They all have a piece of wisdom that they carry in themselves, and I won't dishonor them by telling their stories for them. Scratches under the brim of his head. I can eulogize them, but every story would start like, here's a warrior, selfless and self-absorbed, knowing about themselves so they can help the world. But they are all more than that. See if you can get them from a different perspective than me. Do you know anything new, Sioba? Can you tell me anything else about the adversaries? No. Talk about the adversaries. I do not wish to speak of them. They are enemies of consciousness. Could I stand against them again? I would show them images of lush and green worlds, possibility spaces that burst with freedom and peace. She shakes her head. Alas. More about our colleagues. Whom did you want to speak? Okay, no one. About my party members? No one. Enters battle? Nothing. We're not coming forward here. Well met again. Some questions about the world. Why do we call it the ninth world again? What? Still, I don't know what to do here. Only lead is the woman. Well, I'll have to ponder on this, so thank you for watching and listening. Please come again if you like the game, the video. I'll try to give you a further view of this game. It's a really great game, story-wise. Also, the graphics look pretty good. They'll be better if beta is ended. Like even more detailed and beautiful. And yeah. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel Khan signing out. See you in the next episode.